Hello, Cheatham County families. My name is Susan Collins, and I am the academic specialist at East Cheatham Elementary. And today we're going to talk in our Better Together videos about TN Ready testing. So we want to talk about things that you can do at home to help your child do better with this big celebration of knowledge that's coming up. And there are a lot of things that you can do as a parent to help your child with testing. We already know like some of the things, like make sure they have a good breakfast, make sure they are in attendance. Those days are so important, and we do start on April the 18th and we go for 2 weeks. Make sure that you schedule doctor appointments at a different time than those 2 weeks. We want to make sure that your child gets to bed early and gets plenty of sleep. But then there are even other more practical things that you can do. For example, on these written tests in elementary and middle, the children have to bubble in. And so you could literally take a piece of paper, draw circles, and have your child practice bubbling in their answers, because we have children sometimes who don't realize that just going out of those circles can make the answer wrong even when they got the right answer. And that's really an important skill, especially with the dexterity of their pencil for our younger students in second grade to help with. Live Binder on the State Tennessee website has practice tests that you can do with your child for the math, the reading, and the science, and you can print those at home. They have the answer key, and it's a great way to practice with your child. Don't sit down and do the whole thing. That would be way too overwhelming. But I know with my own child, we would do 5 questions from each subject each night. That's just 15 questions. And if there's one that they miss or they don't understand and you're not really sure why they missed it, send it in to your teacher. Say, hey, we were practicing at home last night and question 5, we just don't really get. The layout of TN Ready looks a little different than your average test that your teacher does. Sometimes on TN Ready, there'll just be 1 question per page. And for students, that's a little confusing. Like, why is this whole page just doing 1 question? So when you sat down with them and you're going over maybe 5, 10, 15 questions a night, that really helps them just to feel more secure about what the test looks like when they sit down to take it.
Hi, I'm Jen Rice. I'm the academic specialist with Sycamore High School, and I just wanted to go over some tips that we kind of talk to the students about for taking the EOC or the TN Ready test this year. You know the general things, like please try to make sure that your child has good rest the night before, and also try to make sure that your child arrives on time. Most of our tests start very promptly in the morning, and so time is of the essence. So please make sure your child tries to arrive on time each day so that they don't feel rushed and they're comfortable when they go into that test. The next thing is to remember that this EOC test is also their semester 2 exam grade. So it's important that students know that whatever grade level that they're sitting at right now, that will be factored into their semester 2 exam. So they need to understand that the EOC is about them doing their best. It is not like a pass-fail kind of grade. And we want students to understand that they've been training and they've been practicing, and then their teachers have been working hard all year. And we just want them to show up and show what they know. So the biggest thing we've really pushed, especially at Sycamore High School, is that they show effort, giving their 100% effort. You know, when you're taking the writing portion of the English test, making sure that you're writing down some rough draft notes. When you're taking your math test, making sure that you're working those problems out on paper so that you don't miss any steps in those particular areas. And just keeping those things in mind as they go into each day. Help your student be aware of what tests they have each day. When they wake up in the morning, kind of ask them what they have going on and help them remember, you know, if you have an English test that day, make sure you're doing those rough draft notes, or if they have a math test, make sure that they take their time and use the allotted time that they have to work those problems out. If you would like any additional resources, there are several resources from the state that are accessible. And just reach out to your content teacher or your academic specialist at each school, and we would be happy to send you those resources. I know every school has worked really hard. You know, show up and show out is what we say at Sycamore High School, and show your school pride and help each other be very competitive kind of as we go into this school year, not just for your schools, but for Cheatham County to show what you've learned with you and your teachers this year. And I wish you guys all the best.